It's Nerding Out with Mailman and Worm.
And we're back with the Clash of Clans and the fans in the stands. I'm your pal, Wiggity Wormy, and I'm here with my pal, the hottie naughty that won't go to the potty without his 9-gay shotty, Scotty 827.
That's really good.
Yeah,
That's really
and then
good
we
one.
got the Mr. Delivery Man himself, rain, sleet, or snow, the one and only Mailman Matt. Just ask Jake. Knocked on his door.
That didn't sound scripted at all.
It's not, dude. Come on.
Right off the top of the
head. About this all day or nothing.
So I'm here with Mailman and Worm. With thanks for the intro. That was actually it was very, very boneyardy.
It was very good.
Well, hey,
Mailman and Worm, long time. Mailman, I don't even know how long you've been around House of L, since almost the very beginning, right?
I was in the House of L when the Zod L War happened, but I was not in the war.
Okay.
I was in the clan, but not in the war.
So about a year, because I think it's about a year now.
Yeah, and I've been listening to the show since like episode 3 or 4. So
and my apologies to you. We did an episode before, and it was my problems with my stuff, so it didn't get put up. But now you're here.
The infamous problem.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God. This spring was horrible for problems. And speaking of which, I have to do another backup. And Worm, you must have joined House of L. I want to say was it Christmas you were around? I mean,
yeah, I want to say it was right around Christmas. But I joined up in Zod first.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, that was the first one I joined, and
so
then I
one of
went.
those.
So where are you guys?
Yeah, hey.
So where are you guys at in the game? Let's start there, and then we'll kind of work through because we want to talk about Smallville '87, where
Right.
Worm is the leader, and kind of explore that. So, Mailman, you want to go first and kind of talk about where you're at in the game and your max heroes?
Sure. I'm a
That's
Town Hall
25.
10 with level 25 heroes. So the Queen just went to 26.
I thought you were
today.
done.
I was for a couple weeks. They
Okay.
were maxed at 25.
Okay.
But, you got to put it somewhere.
The infamous Mailman said, all right, my heroes are maxed. They're both 25.
They're maxed.
That's it.
I said that at 20, too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It's kind of my thing. I just never expected to go much past.
The max
20.
level just keeps increasing.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you got to put it somewhere. And the the Spell Factory has been taking it up lately.
Yeah.
But the last one I did took so long, I ended up with about 160 DE. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do the Queen and Haste is the one I'm working on now.
I
Okay.
don't think I've ever seen that much D.
I think that was the first time I ever had it that high too, because I think the Queen costs 135 other than the next one, I think.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
So-
I was sitting on, I think I was waiting for my king to go down or my queen to go down, and we were in a war, and I think I was up like 20, I think it was up to like 140 something, and it was just making me nervous, and so
Yeah.
I put her down like as soon as I possibly could, and then same thing happened yesterday with the king. I had more than enough for him and 4 days left on her, and
Yeah, and then it just kind of compounds because I'm trying to do my Archer Towers.
Oh.
I just had my first max Archer Tower finished today, and they cost 7.5 million. So I was sitting there with 60,000 DE and full gold, so that you just feel like this big target.
yeah.
And I was sitting in champs, so
Oh, yeah.
there was plenty of people that could have come in and hammered it.
All right, we did lose Worm there, but we're just going to keep going until we get him back on the horn. So, okay, where else are you at, Mailman? Besides your overmaxed heroes now.
I've got overmaxed heroes. I guess I've been playing since like March 2013, I think.
Okay, so you were
a couple of years, a few months.
Yeah. So, and we just this week had the and you're Town Hall 10.
Yeah.
Where you at? 10. Me and you are now battling for the spots.
Well, I'm not battling, but it does keep going back and forth, which is weird.
It is really weird. So in the America War, Mailman was ahead of me.
You've been ahead of me forever. Like, I've never been ahead of you. And then in the America War, all of a sudden...
But it was always just a couple... It was like you were under me. Or...
Sure. It's not like you've been astronomically higher. But when you look at the bases, you can see you have more Archer Towers maxed. And, you look like you should be higher.
Well, I've got two... But I don't have my one air defense maxed.
Right. And that must be the thing in my dark thing was done.
Yeah.
But anyway... It was the same before the America War, and you were ahead. And then in the America War, I was ahead. And then the very next war back in L, you were ahead.
Yeah.
And now this one, I'm ahead.
Well, and the only thing that I could think of for some reason is that it's on the, like, we're equal. Okay, here is Worm. We're just going to...
Well, I do have higher heroes and a few more walls, but...
Hello, Worm. Welcome back. We're keeping rolling.
Good old Skype.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, yeah. At least it's working for you. I mean,
hey, it is.
So we're just kind of talking about where Mailman is. In relation to me. And you've got more walls than me too, Mailman. I think.
Yeah, I've got a few more walls, and I've got.
I mean, like level wall, like lavas, I should say.
Yep. My walls are a little better. My heroes are a little better, but most of the defenses you have the edge on.
Yeah, that's really weird. That we're going back and forth. So what are your plans then for like the rest of like your heroes or your defensive upgrades? Like what?
The plan right now is I'm trying to do all the Archer Towers. That's all I have left is the Archer Towers and the cannons and the fort guns.
Okay.
I always forget about new stuff.
Yeah.
And of course the drag and finishing off the dark spells.
And what do you have done now so far? Do you have the poisons?
Poisons is maxed. I can't remember.
Earthquake,
Let me look. Earthquake, I did the 2, but then I realized everybody's saying that it's the same anyway.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd do haste. So I did haste. So I'll have haste at 2 in 4 days, and then I've got the max poison, and then the earthquake is at 2.
Okay. I cannot wait for my damn dark elixir factory to be done. It's
yeah. I just did them quick. I just got it done quick.
Yeah.
So I lived without it for the whole time, and then
I was gonna, and then I ran into the fact that I didn't have enough dark elixir to keep it going, and then I started using the spells, and that was the end of me.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite. I just figured if I've never used it, I won't miss it.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and just kept doing it. And then I found out how people were using the stuff, so it kind of helped me there, too.
Cool. And how about you, Worm? Where are you at in the game?
Where am I at? Well, Worm, I started playing probably, I want to say in September of 2013.
Okay.
And I was like one of these super rushers. Yeah, I want to be bigger than you are and get my town hall up, and I want to get those cool Inferno Towers, and blah, 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 blah. And, that was before the podcast set me straight.
Yeah. Well, and I was a rusher. I mean, not really, but for the most part, I followed the where can I funnel my elixir thing.
Well, whenever I joined House of L, I had like 2 max troops. I had max dragons and max balloons, and that was it. And so Mailman's like, yeah, you need to upgrade your troops.
Yeah, I remember that because you joined and maybe I don't know like what kind of clans you were in before, but you had like I don't know if what was max. It was like, okay, well, what path do you take at this point? You're rushed.
Oh no.
And it's like, well, you think at this point you need to go for air, right? Or you have to go for the other, because you didn't have like a solid foundation of either.
Yeah.
And so what did you end up doing at that point? Did you?
Yeah, I didn't have nothing. I just started working on my troops. You know, I was like, I got to get my troops up. So I've been banging those out for a while now. I've got probably 50% of my troops maxed out.
Oh, nice. So what approach did you take then? Did you go air or did you go ground or?
I do whatever feels cool at the moment.
Okay.
Whether I hear somebody say, yeah, loons are cool, let's do loons, and the loons have been kicking ass, so yeah, okay, I'll try loons, and then I hear, well, no, the Hocus Pocus is awesome, it's really rocking. Okay, I'll try that. No, nothing works for me. I suck.
Well, that kind of, in a way, though, it kind of makes sense, instead of focusing on just air or just ground, that you're kind of going all over the board, because then at least you're not locked into a certain attack. Yeah,
I do the whole go wee wipe pocus hocus.
I have not had good luck with that. Oh man, I have not.
I went walkabout just recently after Smallville hit level 5.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that was epic. Yeah, that was awesome because,
Seems like you just started it a couple months ago or something.
Dude, it was started April 16th was when Smallville was created. And
that's a pretty fast rise to 5.
It was a fast rise. We were kicking butt, had a 29 war win streak.
That's incredible.
And then we lost a couple, but when it hit level 5, I was like, I can take a walk because, Worm, I use that account to donate, basically.
Okay.
I'm pushing 5,000, 6,000 donations a season just with Worm. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like making more balloons than a freaking birthday clown and more pigs than Jimmy Dean, It's crazy. So I was like, I'll take a walk. And so I went over to Kent Farmhouse and was there for a few days and went to Project Cadmus. Ended up in LexCorp, and they put me in the war. I was like, shit. I haven't warred with Worm in forever, especially before or since Smallville was created. And so I did 2-star attacks. And they were on Town Hall 9s, and now here I am at Town Hall 10, and I'm just
don't feel bad. Don't feel
hang
bad.
my head in shame.
I don't discriminate on 2 stars, whether it's a 10 or a 9. I mean,
I do not like hitting 9s just for that reason, because anything less than 3 is failure.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I'm a 10. I should be able to 3-star 9,
But they're hard.
Shoot, my Hocus Pocus went flabbergasted.
Well,
which is stupid.
They're hard. I mean, I think the 9s now are different than the 9s used to be.
For sure. I don't have any idea how to attack 9s. I just do the same thing I do on 10s, and if it works, it works.
It works.
Well, and there's, you're so used to using going against Inferno Towers, so your spell comp is different, and so your timing is different.
Yeah, I guess it would be easier to hit a 9 if I knew that that's what I was hitting, and then I wouldn't make freezes, and
Yeah, and so I started after a while, started like dumping the freeze and and doing that kind of stuff. But so you got 2 stars on 9s.
Yeah, and the way they do their wars is like their number 1 hits 1 and 2, and their number 2 hits 3 and 4, and on down. So I was the bottom 10. I was number 10.
And you were hitting 19 and 20.
19 and 20. And they're probably mid-level Town Hall 9s. And it wasn't pretty, but I was like, thanks, I got to go.
Well, even on those, like the mid-level 9s, and especially if you don't have like completely maxed troop, where's your heroes at?
Oh my gosh. So my heroes everybody says their heroes are horrible. My heroes are horrible. When I first started listening, when I joined L, they were 5 and 5.
As a 10.
Yes, as a 10. So I've gotten my king up to 10, and my queen is going to 10 right now.
Nice.
So
You're making
I've been
some
banging
work.
those out just a little bit here and there. But mainly been working on just getting my troops up so I can at least attack, somewhat be viable in wars.
How fast did you go to 10 then? Did you go like almost right away?
Oh my, dude, it was. I gemmed. I'm about $600 in on Worm, so I gemmed it like a freaking beast, like a madman.
And you just gem mostly like.
I just gemmed the town hall and the defenses.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be the, I got Infernos and you don't. Ha.
Yeah. Well, so if you were going to go back, how would you play it different? I mean, because when was the wake up call to like, okay, I might have rushed? Was it because you started before war started?
When I got into House of L, and I had MailMan Matt and Phantom Warlord telling me, you need to work on your troops. Right then, it dawned on me, what the hell did I do? I look stupid up in this clan.
Well, I mean, I have to say,
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I have no memory.
Well,
that.
Well, I do remember Worm coming in and going, okay, yeah, I remember specifically like talking about, I think you were asking like, what should I upgrade first? And it was at that point,
exactly.
Like, what do you want to attack with? I think I remember specifically you being closer to doing like Lava Loon than any other attack.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I was running with was Lava Loon. And I mean, my pig.
Hello.
Did we lose him?
I lost him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he chimes back in. Otherwise, I'll give him a call back. But you don't remember that, Mailman?
No, I don't. I remember him coming in. I don't remember ever saying, you need to get your troops up. I mean, it's certainly possible, I suppose, but...
Yeah, all right. We lost
I'm not calling him a liar.
No.
He says it happened, it happened. But...
Yeah, well, we believe him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we'll find out more about Smallville 87 and kind of a little background on Smallville 87. It was started because a lot of us had minis, and there was a lot of people that wanted to join that had lower level accounts, right? Yeah,
it was basically in the beginning, it was kind of like Zod was in the beginning. Like, everybody was there. Like, everybody's mini was there. So it was like Zod and L and Kent and Phantom Zone. It was like all of them all put into one clan.
Yeah, so it was...
Because everybody's mini was there.
And we kind of started it, and I don't think we even really announced it on the podcast, because it was like, all right, Worm had emailed me and said, we had L Jr., and it was a family clan, and that kind of fell apart. And then, Worm said, let's do a clan for just like TH7s and 8s. And we did it and put it out to the K-Fam, and then, it was kind of like a pool of lots of different people. So I hope we get him back, because I want to hear how things have changed over there since it began. And it was never supposed to be a feeder. It was more like,
no,
that's a place. And it was fun too when I was visiting.
Great. We were doing Perfect Wars for the first few. When we first all went over there, it was just like,
well, yeah, and like
heaven.
And so you've got a mini, right?
Yeah.
Where's your mini at?
Well, we just started. I just dumped them in someplace new recently. There's only 4 or 5 of us in there.
And where's he at? In Town Hall level?
He just became a Town Hall 8, so I don't really have anything that a Town Hall 8 has, other than I bought the new Air D so that I could stop being dragged.
Okay.
And then I'll get my troops up, and then I'll start warring with them again. Well, in this clan I'm in now, I'll probably just war just to get clan XP. But
so, how are you playing Mini Mail?
So yeah, I plan on just making him kind of a 7.5 right in the beginning until I get all the troops up and everything, and then I'll start building them toward. I'm not doing anything crazy. I don't think I'll ever take him. I'll never make him a 10 or nothing.
Do you farm with him?
Oh yeah, farming with him is fun. I get, 200 of each every 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's great.
And so were you pumping it into? Are you pumping it into walls or just defenses or just troops, or how are you like managing as a new TH8, how are you managing your...
Okay, so right now I'm putting all the gold into the new walls that I got as an 8.
Okay.
Most of them are all the way up to they're all 6, and I'm starting to get them all to 7 with the rest of my walls, and then I'll start making them skulls. You can do that at 8, right?
Yeah.
I think you can. Yeah. Yeah.
But you
so
can't funnel elixir at 8 though.
No.
So it's only gold.
Yeah, just the gold. Well, I have nothing else to do with the gold anyways, since I'm not doing any of the defenses to 8.
Okay.
Keeping all the defenses 7, except for the air Ds. I'll have 3 level 6 air Ds. Okay. And then I'm just doing troops and walls, and the king.
So what was the first thing you did? Transition from 7 to 8?
Well, I was kind of light in all the resources, so because I just kind of been neglecting them.
Okay.
So I wasn't farming with it, and I really just need a day to do it.
And Worm is going to join us again. Welcome back, Worm.
Wonderful.
No, that's all right, man. It just happens. We were just talking about what MailMan did. We were talking a little bit about Smallville, how it started, and we'll come back to that. But
yeah.
MailMan was just talking about 7 to 8 and kind of what he's focused on. Since.
Yeah, so I was going to start with troops and camps and spell lab and all that stuff. But most of that stuff you can't do at 8 anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my DE storage so that I can get my hogs up, because I want to start hogging because I'm sick of using drag attacks coming from 7.
Yep.
So that's my main priority, is getting the hogs and heals up.
Okay. So Worm, I don't remember quite where we left off.
He was in LexCorp 2-starring Town Hall 9.
2-starring.
Oh yeah.
And where'd you go after that?
After LexCorp, I tucked my tail between my legs and came back to Smallville.
So,
hey guys, can I come in?
Yeah. Knock, knock.
Yes, man. Let me
it's me
in.
again.
So I'm scared.
Don't let me out there. No, I just kind of gave a brief, or we kind of talked a little bit about, where it started at like the very early days of, it was meant to be for Town Hall 7s, 8s, 7s, and 6s, right?
Yeah.
And
so the whole argument, with 8s are easy and all that. That's what kicked it off for me. And I was like, well, let's make a clan just for 8s and 7s, and just see just how easy it is.
I will agree that 7s are.
7s are easy. if you can't lightning and air defense and then drag the rest of the base with level 2 dragons, you got something wrong.
Right,
because they are pretty. If you've got the right troops, of course.
Yeah, level 2 dragons.
Once you have a maxed out Drage, it's I don't think there's a 7 that can stop you.
No.
And in this last war, Jagged Edge from House of L has a defenseless, wall-less account, and it's really fun to watch him with his level 5 dragons burn the TH7 to the ground.
Holy cow.
And he still lightnings the air defense, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think one drag died in that whole last war. Or against the 7. I think he went up. Because I was like, I think maybe some of the 8s should try to hit the 7s first.
Yeah,
or
I
the
remember
8s
that.
first. Because I'm like, because we know you can clean any of the 8s up,
Yeah, because the last war he did the bottom 2, and I was thinking, I think you can go a little higher.
Yeah. And I think he was just like, I'll
you
clean.
shame those guys.
Yeah. I'm like, God, those dragons, a whole flock of them are beautiful. It's pretty crazy. So
yeah, I gemmed my dragons whenever they came up with the level 5. I was like,
you did, so you
I
have
gotta
them.
have them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now, when we started, like there was a ton of people's minis in Smallville 87. That's what we had MailMan and I kind of touched on. It was kind of like a melting pot. How has it changed since?
Well, I mean, when it first started, we had like Natalia was in there, MailMan was in there, Boneyard, with Player One was in there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was like all the clans, all together.
We had the whole, melting pot of everybody, and we got on our streak. We lost our second war in. And everybody says it was Boneyard's fault because he had a troll base.
Oh yeah, he left his troll base up.
Left his troll base out, so we'll just blame it on Boneyard. It's easy.
And he did forget to attack in L today, and got booted for it.
Baz was itching to boot somebody.
And he did. In Boneyard's defense, he did call me afterwards, and he said, "I'm really sorry. Tell everybody."
I'm sorry.
He said, "I'm sorry. I saw that the clan war was about to end, and I jumped in the shower, and or he was in the shower or something, and he saw that the notification came through."
Yeah.
But so yes, and didn't he forget an attack or something too that war? I don't remember.
I think so. I can't remember, but we'll just chalk it up to Boneyard and put the blame on him because that's easy.
It was all Player One's fault.
Yeah,
Ready Player Two.
So exactly. So right after that war, we started our streak.
I'm ready for that book, by the way.
It's good.
For real. I'm ready for the movie.
I'm ready for Ready Player 2.
Oh,
I want the new one.
I'm reading the new one by him, that guy, Ernest Cline.
I saw somebody posted a picture of it the other day.
Armada?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Is it good?
It's good. It's not I don't know yet. I mean, I like it. I'll find out a little bit more as I go on whether or not I love it or I don't.
Well, Player One just touched on like my whole life.
Yeah. It is very, very pop culture, very, very like video game.
It was awesome.
Sorry, go for it.
No, I mean I'm child of the '80s, so
yeah. Well,
it was.
And in this one, he's talking a lot about just video games, and it's like I think you'll like it. But it just I think was kind of coming from Ready Player One. I was like, I'm into it. So I got to see where it goes. I'm about 100 pages.
Yeah, for sure. So
Boneyard lost the war.
Yeah, it was his fault.
And
so we went on our streak. We won 29, and they were starting to get pretty intense. I mean, we were level 3 clan going up against level 5, level 6 clans. And
so what were you facing at that point? Like, okay, so you've got, it's just like one Town Hall 10, right? In the war, or no? Like in each of your wars?
First, like 2 or 3 wars. And then, so I quit putting him in, and so we normally war with 1 or 2 9s.
Okay.
And the
rest were 8s. Okay. And Worm will be back, and we will find out.
It's like one of those serial books.
Yeah.
You gotta keep waiting for the next week before you can get the rest of the story.
Yep. Yeah, so stay tuned through this podcast.
It's the Green Mile podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a cool serial too. I didn't read it as a serial, but
I did.
So I do want to ask him when he comes back about how he ran how the clan runs with all 8s and how that works, because I think remember we talked about a lot about how cool it would be to be in an all 8 clan and then get leveled up troops.
Yep.
Facing.
It was a lot of fun. There's no doubt about it. It was.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And no, Mini MailMan was over in Cadmus for a while.
Yep, I spent a couple months over there.
And how was you were in the wars too, right?
Yep. For me, it was easy because I was at Town Hall 7, so I would just get 6 stars and, I wouldn't do anything else. Really, I'd just do the 6 stars and I'd go back to my main.
And Brittany was a young TH8 with medium TH7 stuff. because I had went for the drill and after resurrecting, and that was stressful over there.
Yeah, that's why it was, as a low 8, it would be, because, you wouldn't be able to 3-star a lot of the time. But as the 7, it was, as long as we got 7s to hit,
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is so easy. And then if there wasn't a 7 hit, it was like, oh. But then you don't really feel bad because they can't expect you to always 3-star a town hall above you. So
Right. And there,
sometimes I did.
And it was always fun, Warren. I think I did a few, like 2 or 3 wars, and I just did not want to be, like, I think there was one war
Yeah, like, it's really cool atmosphere because even though they were undefeated for so long, it never felt that way. Like, they weren't always talking about it and worrying about it. And, you know what I mean? It was just super chill and
go in there, take care of business.
Yeah, right.
And I remember failing on an attack, and I mean, I was stressed out. Like, if we lose the war while I'm here, I'm gonna feel like shit.
I was there when we lost. The time that we lost, they were short, and I had just upgraded my town hall. I was, in the middle of upgrading it, or it just finished or something. And Kratos came online and sent me a direct message saying, "Hey, can you join the war? Because we need, another guy or whatever." And I'm like,
"Yeah, I've not heard the story."
So I was like, "Yeah, I can, but we were doing something. And I was going to be busy, and I wasn't sure if I could get the attacks in." And "Yeah, that's fine. It'll be fine. We just need a guy." And I was like, "Oh, all right." So I got in, and I knew it was like a super hard war. So I'm like, "Oh, I'll do my best to get him in," and I did. But
were you faced against 7s or 8s?
Yeah, I didn't get 6 stars, that's for sure. Okay. But I didn't feel guilty or anything because I only joined it because he asked me to.
Yeah. But, and so, what was do you know what the final score was, or like where?
I don't remember. I don't think it was that terribly close where any one person would have felt any shame or anything.
I need to have Kratos back on and talk to him about it and like where they're at again, because I haven't visited since.
Yeah, it was an amazing run.
Yeah,
now it's safe to bring the 10 over there.
Yeah, Dirty Pirate says now I can go visit. Yeah, but really great group of guys, and so I'm sure they're going to be on another long streak. But yeah, that's definitely a lot of pressure. So, so you're going to max out your defenses at this point.
Well, yeah, I'm going to get there someday, I imagine. I'm working on the Archer Towers now. I got one is done completely, and one is a few days in, and I've got about half the gold to start the third. Okay,
so you're going for it.
Yeah, I want to get those done because they're a big deal. Like I notice a big difference when I'm raiding if I'm going up against level 12 Archer Towers or if I'm going up against 13. So they definitely make a difference.
So you notice a difference?
I do, yeah.
So do you think that I should do that as well? Because I kind of stopped all my defenses, right? I said, I'm going to get my heroes going.
Well, what you're just doing the lavas then?
Yeah, I started them. I was just kind of I just thought it kept the target off my DE.
Yep.
And
the thing that happened to me was as soon as I hit enough to fill my inner ring, I kind of lost because I was like super addicted to it. I was like, I just need a little more, another lava, another lava, get the war loot, another lava. And then I got enough to finish that ring, and then it was like starting fresh. I was like, where do I even put one? What is this one gonna do? There's gonna be one sitting there, just so I kind of lost the lust for it, I guess.
I did finish my inner ring last night, and
you'll see then.
I know. I honestly know exactly what you mean, because I'm like, okay, where do I even start now?
Yeah,
like, how do I use the next part? Because like we were workshopping it, and it was like, and I guess any TH level like TH9 and TH10 can probably relate to this, but you get that done, and then and here's Worm. So we're back after just a little bit of Skype issues, but because you are in a different state, Worm. So
but
Yeah, and Mailman and I were talking about walls and where the thing is where I'm working on lavas and now the outside. And I have no idea where I'm going to start with my outside ones. But now it makes me think, I'm kind of with you, Mailman, I might go with the Archer Towers, especially since I'm making progress on my heroes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So Worm, okay, so Boneyard lost the war.
No. Just start every segment that.
Just start it off. That's awesome. Yeah,
it's all Boneyard's fault. It's all Boneyard's fault. I'll have to tell him that. So what happened, like, going forward?
I was going to ask you that. Does he not listen to any of the podcasts?
I don't know. Not all of them. And especially not lately because he was like in the middle of nowhere for a while. But,
right. Sure.
So I don't know actually which ones he listens to or not. I know Lady Boneyard does. Yeah. So, okay. So 2 wars. And then did the streak start or when did that?
Yeah. The streak started with like the 3rd war. Okay. And then we went 29 and then lost 1. But,
so what were Oh, sorry. Go
ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what were the matchups like then? You've got 2 TH9s, you said, right?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, it would vary. Every once in a while, we might just do all 8s and 7s. But for the most part, it was at least 1 to 2 9s would be in there. And then, we get matched up. Our matchups, as far as Town Hall goes, were pretty even.
Okay.
But we were starting to get higher level clans, so we were facing higher level troops in the war CCs and starting to struggle with that. But
and so
it was getting intense. I mean, every war we won was more pressure for the next war to win. And it just got oh my God, the pressure was intense.
So after 29 wars, you lose. How did that? What does the clan do?
I think the clan sighed a big old breath of relief.
Really?
Yeah. To be honest, I mean,
I could imagine. I mean,
it was crazy. Yeah.
With L, I don't like it to go over 5 wins in a row, just because of the pressure.
Yeah.
We just lay down if it gets close.
Yeah, if it gets close, it's like, you know what, guys? I think we had a good streak here.
Pull it back in.
Yeah, let's just take a break. So what were the scores, like, always pretty close, or were they like?
When we started off, I mean, the first few wars were like perfect. We max stars on all the bases and stuff, but then it started to get worse. Some of them were blowouts, and some of them were win by 1 or 2 stars.
Okay,
but for the most part, we would hold our own and keep them at bay, and it was good. I mean, it was rock and roll.
So how do the wars run over there? Is it well, yeah, I guess in a couple different aspects. Like, one, at the beginning there was a lot of minis. Is that still the case, or is it?
I want to say it's probably about half and half.
Okay.
I mean, we got quite a few minis over there. Speaking of one of them, Papa Dragon from Minnesota Nice has got a mini in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Baby Dragon is his mini, and then there's quite a few minis. I'd probably say half and half.
Okay. And then, so how does that, like, do you see it affecting strategies, or is it how do you figure out who's matching up against who? Because there's probably, like, people out there listening that are TH8s and might have an all TH8 or might only have a couple 9s in their clan. Like, what?
Well, as long as if a TH8 has level 3 dragons and maxed rages, whether he's 10 or number 1, he should be able to hit, any of the 8s, Okay. So a lot of times we'll just do straight across, hit your equal on your first one. You got like a 12-hour window to do that. And then second attacks or cleanups just like normal. If we have like 1 9 and the rest are 8s and 7s, and then we get matched up with 2 9s, then what we'll do is we'll drop 1 on your first attack, so that 9 is hitting both 9s.
Okay.
And do that, But it's been working. It's been working good. Haven't really had any complaints. We've tried Clash Caller a few times, but when you're dealing with 8s, there's really no need for Clash Caller.
Yeah. And I suppose too, with minis and people like coming in, and if you just have that straight marching order, like you need to go straight across, that helps. And I think that's
pretty simple.
Yeah, and I think that's changed a little bit over time with it has over time with L, because with L, like we had more of a mix and like dropping and figuring that out, and I think the people that ended up now like being there are there full time, so it's not really many minis unless it's a mini of somebody who went somewhere else to do something.
Right.
So,
well.
And so now what's happening is have you had people like there that have been an 8 and have gone to a 9?
We've got one right now, Eat My Dust. I don't know. He was in line and hopping around there for a little while, but he's settled down in Smallville, and he's going from an 8 to a 9 right now. And he's a co-leader, and he's really stepped up and is doing really good, helping out. But other than that, we really don't. I think nobody else is going up at the moment.
Okay, so everybody's going to kind of be where they're at.
Yeah, they're just kind of stagnant, building up, maxing out, doing their thing.
And we did wonder at the beginning, like, what will happen when people become 9s and 10s?
Right. Well, once they become a 10, I really don't want them Warren. This is an open invitation to any 10 out there that wants to just come and donate and just sit and build your base, because that would be awesome. They'll take a load off of me.
If you want free XP.
I did that in the beginning.
Yeah. Yep.
Went over and visited and donated troops.
Yeah,
it helped.
I gave him a break in the beginning, but I don't know. I guess no one ever followed suit with that.
Well, and I remember like Kaz like popping into one of the chats and saying, "Can you come donate? Anybody make me a golem or something?" So
yes.
So the pressure's on you to upgrade your troops to give away.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm just I'm a designated donator. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with leaving Worm in there, just slowly upgrading my stuff.
Do you farm a lot?
Huh?
Do you farm a lot?
Well, right after wars, I get a little bit of farming done.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Once we're finished, then I'll do some farming troops, and I'll gob arch some, and now with this 1 gem boost, it's like, hey, Christmas.
Yes. The 3-year anniversary. Oh man, that was
a week-long 1 gem boost. It's beautiful.
And we were
I thought it was just a 1 gem and then
a day.
Day, right, and then a 1 gem again, but it's 1 gem for 6 days. I was like,
they used to do that, and so it was like, don't forget to boost your stuff today. And I was up workshopping some attacks during the maintenance break, and so I got my boost on right away.
I think we'll be able to get in another one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it said the 7th or something, and it's still not even August, so we should be able to.
Oh yeah,
get another one in.
Because it's the 31st today, so the morning of the 6th, that means I should be able to start my 7-day boost again.
Yep.
That would be epic.
I think my Archer towers are going to be pretty darn near complete.
I think that's what I'm going to do too, Mailman. I think this is the perfect time to and I'll probably end up keeping my heroes down if I possibly can. I think gutting it out for like 2 weeks, or maybe I'll work on spells. I don't know.
Oh, my shameful heroes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Worm, it took a while.
It sucks to do them.
It does.
If they made it so that you could use them while they're upgrading, it would be a godsend, you know.
And part of it,
yeah.
and part of it is that I even held off because I thought maybe they were going to do that. Like there was rumors about it or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll just wait."
No,
but
no, they get too many gems for that.
They do. I've never gemmed heroes until the war started, and it's always been the $10 to wake them up.
Yeah.
Lots of times I'll let it go until I have to have it. Like I won't gem it so that it's up for defense or anything.
Yeah.
But as soon as I need to use it, I have to war with my heroes. I'm not as talented as Scotty. I'm not going without them.
Yeah.
You know, we could Ahmad.
That's right. Without the heroes. Yeah, I attacked today in war without both heroes or Dark Spell Factory.
Yeah, and it was against the number 3 guy with lava walls all the way around.
Yeah, but I, you know what? I said this to MailMan before we started recording. I'm not sure if I had my heroes, I would have got the star because I think like back
you'd
in
have
the
attacked differently.
Yeah, I would have attacked differently. And back in the day when I didn't have my queen, I would always do giants and Velox, and I could send them in targeted with jump spells right to a core. You know, they're great if you've got single Infernos. If there's single Infernos, I would put a heal I'd go at the single Inferno side, put a heal on them, jump into the core, and then rage and freeze 2 freezes in the core, and I could get the 1 star. So if my hero was down, I could most of the time go put a star on something like with the level 40 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just more like aiming at. This time I got a 50%, and I was going for the core. I got there.
You got almost 60%.
Yeah, 60%. Well, I mean, I got the 1 star.
Right.
But like, I kind of like trying to figure out that part of it. Like, can I do it? I mean, granted, I can war without my king. I have no problem warring with him. I don't feel like he does a ton for me. He will, you know.
Well, I mean, you can add a P.E.K.K.A. and pretty much war without a king.
Yeah, as long as there's as long as like
they're not singles.
Yeah, or the Teslas.
Right. Yeah.
I find like, and in the war before, the America War, and I was telling Bonehead this, I think, you know, I was using golems, but I've been practicing with giants in the wild. MailMan, who coined the wild phrase.
Wow.
And so, like, going up against Infernos, you can really last a lot longer than you think under Infernos.
Yeah, I've been realizing that a lot too lately. Like on my quad raid I did today, I didn't even bother using a freeze on the multi one. I just used it on the single. It worked great.
Yeah, and I think that it if you do that in the wild more and you kind of watch it, like I think we're freezing prematurely.
Oh yeah,
and
premature freezing.
Yeah, premature freezing.
Yeah.
And MailMan, by the way, 3-star to TH10, number 6,
Word.
I think, in the war.
It was number 7.
7 out of.
But it's
a good base.
It was well, defensive wise, it was all right, but the bit design was like almost something you would make if you wanted to get 3-starred by a quad loan.
Yeah.
He had his archer tower, or his inferno towers, and his air deeds right next to each other, and on the one side, the queen was there too, so I could freeze all 3 of those things that can kill you. You know, balloon raid. It was perfect.
Give it to your 10-year-old and say, "Oh, this color shows everything."
I wouldn't have been able to do it. So, are you running just air now in war?
No, that was just that. Like I said, I have my go wipe, which I do all the time, and then if a base just screams to be quad looned, then I do what I did today. Well, I try to do what I did today. That never happens, but it did today.
And are you noticing a huge difference with the second air sweeper?
Well, in this case, it was I went straight into it. It was just far back enough to where I thought I could still get the 2.
Okay.
Which proved to be correct. And then the other one was on the side. So I just sent in my CC there to take out the one on the side so that by the time my stuff got to the middle, they weren't getting blown around by the one on the side.
Do you think the 10s are forgetting about the air sweepers being important?
I think it's just hard to figure out where to put it. Like if you have since the update, that base I used to have that used to get defends like mad, it just isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
Because I had to, tweak a little thing here and there to make room for that other sweeper. And then it just, it doesn't take much for, you move one little thing and it just changes the whole dynamic. Right. So ever since I had to make room for that other sweeper and the AIs are a little different. And so I've been basically using a different base every war now.
Yeah. Base design is definitely an artwork.
I had a great one that I've used for about a year, and I just kept tweaking it. Every war or something would happen, I'd tweak it. This guy did that, so I moved this here, and then, that's too close to that, so I'll move that away from there. I'll put the little skelly trap guys in the middle so that everybody gets diverted when they get to the middle instead of banging on my TH. Yeah, just kept tweaking and tweaking, and then I got it to where it was almost every single war I would send somebody packing at least once, and then it stopped since the update.
Well, you got that one row of lavas, and it was like something like that. Really, I think we invented the No Soup for You award because of your defensive wins that war.
That's what it was.
And so you were gonna say, Worm? Were you gonna say skelly traps are a real bitch?
Oh, dude! When it comes to like hog raids at Town Hall 8, them skellies are brutal. But
I think the best thing with the skellies is to, and I'm seeing this more and more, and I've been doing it with Brittany, is if you can lure the CC, pull them. Now they have the high HP troops in there, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then at that point, save your poison for the hogs or for the skelly traps.
Yeah, if you can find the spot to drop your poison where you're, time it right to where they're going to bring the skellies into there, then it works. I've done it before on a couple of raids, and it works. Yeah. It's a timing thing, of course.
And I even think with on the TH8 raids, I wondered because this happened to Spaceman in an attack the other night where the skellies and the king kind of all converged right on the Teslas. And I thought, well, what if you could put that poison on the king and the skellies at the same time to slow him down?
Right.
So I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting things come of these new spells. And
so does the poison work exactly the same, or exactly opposite of the way a heal spell works, where it just does a certain amount of damage and it divvies it up?
Yeah.
Between everything that's within the certain. Okay, so that's what I thought. So it's not a time thing. It's once it's used up, it's the damage that it can do. It goes away.
Well, yeah, if you draw that CC out and you put that poison down, you need to wait, because it takes the 30 seconds to do the 400 and some damage or whatever it is. Right. So in an attack today, I saw I think it was Sasquatch. Pulled the CC, got to the one side, and then he, dropped the thing. Almost killed a loon. I mean, it was getting close. And then he did his attack from the other side of the base, and it took the loon, not because it was the poison, but it was already really damaged, and he was able to get in and do a lot of stuff before that loon even got there. But he had taken out wizards. He had taken out, all the other things that were there. And I think now, last night, I had another fail. And the thing that really screwed me up, I didn't have my poison. But in that poison, because out of that, I was planning on a dragon or something like that. And out came the normal troops, like the wizards and witches and
Fail.
yeah, and it really screwed me up at that point, not having my poison because then it's like you need to draw. I didn't have enough draw troops to get him even farther. You know, I had planned on, I had to deal with the high HP troops, but I didn't, and it wasn't that much difference. It's just, I didn't have enough barbs, or I didn't have, I lured to the wrong place. There wasn't like a place to really anchor. So it was, everything's been changing.
Definitely.
What have you guys thought about the update? I mean,
I really like the poison right now because I never lure, so that's just like a great crutch for me.
The poison's great.
Mm-hmm.
I really love the earthquake.
I do too.
I still haven't convinced myself that I like that more than the jumps.
Well, it's like if you're going to use 2 jumps in a row,
I just use one though.
Okay, because I like the double jump.
Right.
But if you're going to use 2 jumps, you're basically getting a bigger asshole. Bigger asshole. Your bigger asshole.
Who doesn't want a bigger asshole?
Yeah. Yeah. Well. And you're getting damage to buildings.
Woo!
With
I
it.
went south really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So earthquake is a big asshole.
So my thing is with the earthquakes, as opposed to jumps, is that with my 90% of the time I do the go wipe.
On the big asshole?
Yeah, well, just with the jump.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like my P.E.K.K.A.s take one swing and destroy a building anyway, so the added damage to a building doesn't really, affect me as much as.
But see, I think it does on an Inferno, and I think it does if you can touch the TH.
It could. I haven't done it a lot. I've kind of right now. I'm doing the if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality with it.
Yeah.
Especially since it takes 2. It's like 2 full spells to break the walls with it.
Right.
Well, with farming, the earthquake is the bomb.
Sure, just to open it up and get the DE. I imagine that works great. Right.
I queued up 11 quakes and went in.
You did?
Yeah. And I dropped them all in one line from out to the edge, and it just opened up a gaping hole. And I had goblins and just ran goblins up in there and raped the dude. It was great.
Right up his big asshole.
Yeah, right up the big asshole at crevice.
So you used 11 of them. Like, you did 4, and 3, or you just
Well, who was it that was talking about how to spread them out? Was that you that was talking about that, Scotty?
Well, Rancid mentioned it in the TS or in the TeamSpeak one night that I think it was Rancid who was talking about it, and then I think I brought it up on the podcast that it if you could overlap at different spots, you could be weakening things.
Well, that's where having the 3 left over could come into play. Like if you kind of spread them out, you'd still get more openings. You wouldn't need exactly 4 all the time.
Right.
So,
or you have the 5 and the 1 to
well, yeah, you could make the 4th from one hole. We still would be in play on a part where you were dropping the 3. So in essence, there would still be 4 for that one too.
Right. I do like that full quake spell queue idea though, but
it's fun.
It does. That would cost you if you're just using if you're going for 3,000 dark elixir and you just used no dark troops and goblins and then just earthquakes, you could come away with 1.9.
Oh yeah, for dark elixir farming, it's great.
I was doing that during the DE competition, and I was using quakes, and I wasn't netting as much as I pulled in the competition, but I was netting more than I would have normally.
Right.
And then and I, you know what? I know why I put my Spell Factory down, my Dark Spell Factory. I needed to go on a DE diet. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use these quakes if I have them. And so I decided I'm going to put it down 6 days, only elixir troops, only spells, regular spells, and farm. And it's been and then it happens during the boost. So that's really cool. It's like forcing me into
I just recently got haste with Worm. So.
And have you used it?
I've used it. I queued up one, and I've used one spell, and that's not enough to really tickle my fancies. So I'm gonna have to do one with loons. And
I could see hitting a Town Hall 9 with all hastes with a balloon raid. That would be awesome. Just planting them things everywhere.
I would probably do something like that here pretty soon.
Well, and I could just see it like with those haste really being like, I don't know if you saw like SE's attack a couple of wars ago. He was like somebody else. He was like just whipping the things. And then there was clams and somebody else.
Who?
Oh, somebody else. The player. And then Clams was in there, Clash of Clams, and then he had a couple that were left at the end, but I could really see it being like this kind of crisscross, like patterny, like zoom this one in here faster, this one comes over here, you know, just to like tweak it as you go a little bit more finely tuned than like a rage spell.
Right.
And that was the other thing. I had decided at the point I was going to go for my level 5 dragons. Because there's got to be a place for them in this new crazy world.
You'd think so, because they did it.
Yeah, they did it.
I can't imagine they would just do it for nothing.
Yeah, and then there's haste. And so I think that we're going to start seeing that. So I thought, okay, look, I want to I got to get back to working on my heroes for a little bit. So I'm going to farm up I'm just going to farm up the drags and then put my spell factory down so that way I can get haste eventually or funnel it based on, you know, what I need. But
partially their new use would be for the clan castles. You notice so many more drags in clan castles now since the poison's been out. So that's one of the uses for the new drags anyways.
Especially for the lower level clans.
Right.
Because we can always
get the boosted thing on it.
Have you?
Right, we can donate the 4s.
Yeah, we can donate the 4s.
5s.
So we haven't
needed it.
Yeah, we haven't needed it. We got to play with them, and that's a really nice perk.
I think Edge is the only one that has them.
Yeah,
isn't he? I don't know anyone else that has
number 50 in the clan. He really is. In this war, we did a 50 versus 50. He's at the very bottom. TH10, the defense list.
Oh, nice.
Just rolling.
I tried to do something like that, like a hybrid base. Kind of like Rob from the
Taco Lover?
Cast. Yeah. You know, well, the one that he has I think it's New Brute.
Okay.
That has like 2 defenses of each.
Yep.
You know, and I tried to do that with an account that I made, I called Wormser, which was between Worm and Heiser.
Wormser?
Yeah, from Revenge of the Nerds, right? So, but that turned out to...
I just remember Booger.
Yeah, anyway, that turned out to be a huge fail. So it's really hard to level up your troops when you got low-level defenses and they're just coming in and killing you.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to be on it a lot, and I'm just not on it.
You just can't get off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so it's just sitting there.
Well, and that's what, like, with Brittany, it's like I'm just collecting on her right now, and I'll do a few raids and stuff, but I'm just like, you know what? Farm it up, put it into a wall. Farm it up, put it into a wall. I don't get hit, you know, very hard, and I'm like, I can play at that rate, you know.
Right. Hauser account is my do it right account.
Okay.
It's 100%. I'm going to max out Tunnel 8, then I'm going to go to 9, max it out, and do it correctly.
Will you max out like all the walls on TH9, or will you stop when you hit like? Okay, so 8, right? When will you go to 9?
When, like, right now, Heiser is all the defenses are maxed. All my elixir troops are maxed. My king is, I want to say he is going to 10 right now, or 9.
Okay.
Anyways, and then I've got my dark troops to go up, and then I've probably got about 20 skull walls
to do.
So, when there's nothing else to upgrade, then I'm going to take them up to 9.
Brittany will move up when there's no dark elixir upgrades left.
Right.
I will play Brittany like I played Scotty, and Brittany will go when if there's elixir stuff left, it doesn't matter. But as soon as my dark elixir can't go somewhere,
yeah,
I'm moving up.
Right on.
Because
Heiser just been a slow grind, and I lost Heiser for a while. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story?
Sure. Yeah. So I created Heiser. I was in a clan, a disc golf. Heiser is a disc golf term. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I only play Clash.
I had heard Boneyard play disc golf every once in a blue moon.
And Mailman has a 300 bowling ring because he bowled 300.
That's not disc golf, though.
No, but I'm just saying there are some clashers who do play other sports. I don't know why.
I've bowled a 700 before.
Yeah, I had a stat when I got the 300. It was a 756.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm not a bowler though. I'm not very good, but. So I was in a disc golf clan called Disc Golf Unite. I was like, let's create this account, but I didn't have it tied to a Google account or
Apple.
The whatever. I can't even think of it. But anyways, it wasn't tied to an account, so I lost it. I cannot remember exactly how I lost it. I think I switched phones to a new phone, and it was on the old phone, and it got switched, and I lost the account. And I had to contact Supercell. I had to...
I think you emailed me, and it was like, do you have any idea?
And
I said, well, remember when... I'm like, well, when did you lose it or something? And I go, well, weren't you over in Kent Farmhouse? Because that's how long I've been confusing the names.
Yeah. Heisler.
Yeah. And Heiser.
They're way different. I don't know how you're having the problem.
It's the way it sounds in my head. Not the way it looks on paper.
L, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, but the other one's with a Z, but it's HEIS, and yours is HYZ. So just how it sounds in my head. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, so I contact Supercell, and they're like, "Well, we need gem receipts." Really? Okay. So I had to contact iTunes and get receipts from all the gems that I purchased through that account, and finally, after probably 3 weeks of knocking on their door, and I finally got it back, but it was a grind.
What did they send you, like a password and like the username or like?
Yeah, they sent me a password that I had to log back on and enter in this code, and popped right back up.
Did you say it was my second account?
Yeah, and they were like, well, they wanted me to tell them when I created the account. I was like, are you kidding me? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I knew.
How many times? You want me to remember when I created a game, on a game, in a game? Come on, people.
It's my 18th account, so I need to. Yeah, but you did say to them though that it was your second account or like another account you had.
Yeah,
and they still okay.
Yeah, but at the time, my times that I thought that I had created it wasn't matching up with their data. And so they kept saying, you're not matching up. We need something else. So that's when they requested gem receipts.
And you couldn't just give them the name, and they probably want verification, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, because, they're like, well, anybody could just get you the name of an abandoned account.
Yeah.
And say, hey, that's my account.
Yeah. And by the way, don't give out your username or password to anybody. That's what
Supercell will never ask.
Never ask.
Right.
As we see that all the time. Except for if you're or in our clan and you can attack. That's cool. Buzz did that a couple wars ago, and it was kind of fun that some of the nines got to, or Papa got to check his
account number, because I need somebody to work on it, because I don't have time. Just farm with it. Come on.
So, okay, we're running a little over an hour. A little bit more than over an hour, but so okay, here's both of you. I want to know, what's your day in Clash look like? Like, what's a typical Clash day for you?
Well, now that I'm back at work, I usually
get a lot
up,
of attacks in.
Go to work, and then once I hit the street, then I do my first attack. That's when I did my first war attack today. It was when I first got out to the street. And then I deliver mail until my stuff is ready to go again. So, a couple hours. And then that's when I did my second attack. That was the
3-star?
The 3-star.
Yeah.
And then I do a couple more raids in the day.
Did the mail get delivered quicker after that? Were you like a little bounce in your step?
Yeah, a little bit. I was a little happier, a little nicer to people. When they asked me stupid questions, I was more, polite.
Okay.
Welfare check.
And then if I get home, I don't touch it too much unless, the wife goes somewhere or something like that. Otherwise,
has to use the bathroom or
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to bring it to the bathroom with me because if I need an emergency or something.
Hashtag Clash it.
Yep. And so, but what about your farming days? Do you when you're not warring? Are you?
Well, normally when I'm farming, I'm using a pretty big troop comp that takes a while, so I still only do probably 4 or 5 raids a day.
Okay, so you're not gemming your spell factory, or are you?
I never can do boosts anymore. It's very rare that I have enough time to sit down and play for a couple hours.
Okay.
It seems like it because I'm always popping into chat here and there, but
you're just kind of checking
just
in.
Quick little jumping in there, throwing in a little joke,
yeah,
seeing if anybody said anything that I can pounce on, and then jump out and come back and do it again later.
And
he delivers.
And because you're always gonna miss something. Max texted me today and said, he showed me the picture of DP going, "Who gave me a gob? Huffer has been kicked out of the clan." And I'm like, oh. I go, uh-oh. I'm like, oh, he'll be back in a couple minutes. But there's always something fun going on. How about you, Worm?
Oh, shoot. I wake up and I'll check all 3 of the accounts, pop the bubbles, donate with Worm. I'll donate any outstanding requests. I'll go to work, get to work, check it again. Then I get a break at work, so I'll get on there and fill requests. Lunchtime, I'll do a raid if I can, if I'm not sleeping.
Okay.
And then, break. Yeah, I'll just get on there a few times. Raiding, I don't do a whole lot of raiding with Worm just because.
Just collect and move them.
Yeah,
up
I just
slowly.
collect and donate, collect and donate, collect and donate. That's basically all Worm does. But Heiser, when I get home, Heiser's on my iPad, so it stays at home. So when I get home, I'll get on Heiser and collect and do some raids in between war attacks and.
Yeah.
Because we're just constantly warring and doing that.
Well, and I think that's kind of, I think you can kind of see what accounts people have based on where they play it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I only play Scotty on my iPad. Brittany's on my phone. And, you know, like, and you can kind of see where the focus goes, I think, a lot of times. Because I can't switch back and forth. I mean,
I keep Worm on my phone because, you know, I got to be able to donate. Yeah. That's my job.
I'm just waiting for one day for somebody to say, well, I get up at Clash, I go to work, I get there at 9, I Clash till about 11:30, do a half an hour's worth of work, take my lunch, do some clashing, get back, Clash till about 3:30, and then punch out at 4. Say goodbye and punch out at 4.
You remember the interview with the Wiki guys, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get up, check the Wiki. Go to the bus stop, check the Wiki. Get on the bus, check the Wiki. Check the Wiki. Go to the bathroom, check the Wiki.
What was that term they used? I can't remember what it was.
About...
From that episode, there was some term that everybody bandied around forever, and it was something he kept talking about it that he does for the Wiki.
God, I don't remember.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Like, he's a administrator?
God, I wish I could remember what.
I
Never mind. I can't remember what it was. He said he does something to the website, and it was talked about forever because it was.
Oh, I know what you were talking about. It's gradient.
Yeah, that's the
gradients. Gradients. Yeah.
That was what I took from that episode.
Yeah. It's been a long time since...
Maybe that was the name of the episode. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think that was before I started naming them back in the day, but... well...
Isn't that like a game or something that he plays?
What's that?
Patience. Isn't that a game that he plays?
No, it's something you do on, like, graphic design and or, like, how you're... It's like... I think it's like... If I... am remembering and thinking what I'm thinking of it's like a shading thing, like how to blend two things together. Oh, there goes my iPhone from 8 different devices. So it's like how you blend two things together, and I'm sure I'm wrong, but that's my overall take of it.
It's good.
Right on.
Yeah. So
good enough.
Clearly, anybody that really wants to know could Google that. It'd be good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
Don't come here for information.
Right in. Yeah. Yeah. This is not a podcast for information about the game. This is
entertainment.
This is what I did dumb in Clash this week. And here's what I learned from that stupid mistake.
Yeah.
It's going to be different next week.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Clash cast. By the way, you were talking about them earlier. I was listening to like a couple. I haven't listened to the newest one, but the other one I was driving back, and even when they're not talking about Clash, it is really funny. Oh. And MailMan made an appearance there a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, that episode was fun.
Yeah, it was really great.
So, I laughed the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so big shout out to them, to Rob and Scott and everybody.
Very funny.
Yeah, cool bunch of guys and a fun podcast to listen to. Whatever you're doing.
I have a job I can just listen to them all day.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I went back to 3 episodes of y'all's podcast, and I've caught up on all of them.
See, I get little windows too, because most of the time I'm editing my own. So it's like, okay, so finally I get to get in a car and like do a trip or something. I'm like, yes, I get to binge, another, because I can't edit in a car. So
that's why he likes. That's why he goes on all those long road trips all the time.
Yeah,
so he can listen to the podcast.
I'm like an hour and a half. Okay, that's cool.
Going to Iowa, yay! That's a bunch of podcasts.
Yeah.
That was a little insight to my boring day.
Sorry, what was that?
That was just a little insight to my boring day.
Well, yeah, it's fun when you can listen to podcasts or you can do stuff where you're like makes time go faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you guys, shout outs. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I do. I got my little list of
Chapter 1.
my my Oscar list here.
Yeah.
So shout out to Smallville '87. They're rocking it. They're doing their thing. Got a lot of good guys in there. A lot of minis.
And I keep meaning to come back to visit.
Yeah, you need to come over.
Yeah, I keep getting sidetracked on the way, but get needed for a war.
Invitation.
Yes, and I definitely will be back.
Any Town Hall 8s or 7s out there that want to come over and
do you do 6s?
We'll do a high 6
because they're not going to be 6s for long.
So I think my kid is over there. Is he over there now?
Yeah,
I don't know if he is or not.
Yeah, he said the other night
he's got his mini 1D, but I don't know if he's still there.
He said he said the other night he was over.
But he's not warring. I think he's just there, kind of parked it there.
I think so. I think he just recently come in.
Yep, last couple days, I think.
Yeah,
maybe it was even yesterday. I don't remember.
So if he acts up, you know who to get a hold of.
Yeah, just kick him out.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'll get the shout out there. So Chris Splash, I told him I'd shout him out first because he's an elder. And then my COs, I've got Dragon Master and Loading is the guy's name. Loading.
My favorite Clash name so far.
Yeah, it was great.
It's Loading ...
Yeah.
I heard you don't like the ellipses.
What?
Somebody was saying that Scotty was getting mad at everybody using those ... all the time.
Well, no. There was one time I was like, no, you can't do that, but because it sounds like you're thinking something.
Gonna say something else, and then there's nothing.
But like you see loading in chat, like and he'll say something, and it just says loading ... And it's like one of those. It's like a mind game kind of thing.
Sure,
it's like saying your name to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except that one is played out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people who did a name change to you are regretting it right now.
Right.
Or Terminator. I spelled it wrong. Okay. I can't tell you how many Terminators I see every day.
Or Dragon.
It's spelled wrong.
Yeah, Dragon Master spelled his name with the EN.
He still hasn't fixed it either.
No, I love it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he is.
My other COs, I got Ragnar Lothbrok, Eat My Dust, and then the Borgs was kicking it. Blitzscreen, who is actually Kratos' brother-in-law, I do believe.
Oh, cool.
He's in there learning and doing really good. He's a Town Hall 7, and he's really learned a lot. Mothra's agent, Badger, Captain, Kaz.
Word up, Kaz.
Yeah, Kaz has been in and out. I have a soft spot in my heart for Kaz.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. I really like him. My phone keeps shooting at me. Grizzly Barista, Dad the Brad, Baby Dragon, which is Papa Dragon, Shade, and then Kid from Texas Strong. I gotta shout him out.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so
shout out, guys.
That's my list.
How about you, Mailman?
Get it in there.
Everybody in L. Shout out Phantom. Come back. Stronger than ever.
I heard he invaded your house the other night.
Yeah, I didn't understand the note, but he definitely was here.
What did it say?
It said, "Here's to 2 stars." The Phantom, something like that was.
No, I think it was from the SOAS War.
I don't know what it was supposed to say.
Because you got two on him in the SOAS War.
Okay.
Here's to your 2 stars or something.
Oh, because I did
Phantom.
that. That's why he infiltrated my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
was confused, but
yeah.
It was very scary.
Yeah.
There was a note.
There's a note taped to his door. It says, "Here's to your 2 stars, Phantom," or something, right?
Yep. That was like to the bathroom door.
Yep.
Yep. Sure to see that awesome. First thing in the morning.
White Shadow. He gets in and he's out. All right, guys. Well, get a hold of me at Scotty827 on Twitter or at WBSMT Radio on Twitter. WBSMT on Twitter. That's W Basement. Because people have I get it now. I get it. I didn't realize for a long time. Or ClashClansPodcast.com. You can find out there and all about the other clans and the family and join. It's been a really happening place. So check us out. Mailman at Mailman Matt on Twitter.
That sounds right.
And I don't know if you're on Twitter, Worm.
Yes, you can at Wormheiser or at Worms World 76.
And you know what I'll do at the end of this episode? I'll play your song. I'm a wizard and I know it. Did you ever write the other one?
I did write the other one. I haven't put it to music yet, but it's about the dragon.
Yeah,
and it's called "My Dragon Roams" to the tune of "The Thunder Rolls" by Garth Brooks.
Well, you can enjoy because I did forget on that episode to credit you with "I'm a Wizard and I Know It." While we roll out here, so. Keep it clash. Right. Yeah, it's been in my head all day actually. Until Wilson Phillips played at the grocery store, and I was like, no, at the Home Depot, and I did tell them, like, I fucking love this song. So keep it clashy, everybody.
Yeah, keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy.
All right.
Wizard, and you know what? I am the hero. When I walk on by, witches be looking like damn he's fly. I'm in the heat, walking through the base like a pimp on the street, yeah. This is how I roll, fireball flame burning out of control. I'm a wizard with a big afro. When the war starts, I got to go. Whoa, oh, oh, my hair's got body. Whoa. Every damn archer staring at me. I got power in my hands, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Ooh, I'm a wizard and I know it. 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 When I'm at the wall, there ain't no level that can fight me off. When I get it breeds, clan council troops gonna feel my heat, yeah. This is how I roll. When the battle starts, I take control. Follow me, come on, don't be nervous. Gonna knock this bass right out of service. Oh, 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 my hair's got body. Oh, 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 my hair's got body. Oh, 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 my hair's got body. And I don't even work out. When I walk through the base, this is what I see. Every damn archer staring at me. I got power in my hands, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Yeah, I'm a wizard and I know it. 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 Wizard, yeah. A wizard, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A wizard, 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 yeah. A wizard, 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 yeah. A wizard and I know it. A wizard and I know it. A wizard and I know it. Oh, yeah. A wizard and I know it. See, man, I told you I was a wizard and I know it. Hey, who has my comb? Wizard. Where's my comb at? Man, I will fireball your ass. You don't get my comb back to me. Don't make me bring back the bunny.
beep, beep.